Hi everyone, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep and we are looking at question 138 from the OG13 RC chapter. In case you haven't understood this passage properly, please watch the video for question 134 in which I discuss this passage in great detail. So the question says it can be inferred from the passage that the easy conclusion mentioned in line 58 is based on which of the following assumptions. So what is that easy conclusion? The easy conclusion is that the reason for the lack of economic mobility of the workers who had moved from south to the north, so the reason for their subsequent lack of economic mobility is their rural background. That is basically that easy conclusion. And now we have to come up with an assumption on which that is based. Okay, let's go through the options then. A says, people who migrate from rural areas to large cities usually do so for economic reasons. And that's fine. But how does it connect to the lack of economic mobility having something to do with rural background? It doesn't connect with that. So A is not happening. B says, most people who leave rural areas to take jobs in cities return to rural areas as soon as it is financially possible for them to do so. Again, that's got nothing to do with our statement, our conclusion, the easy conclusion. C says people with rural backgrounds are less likely to succeed economically in cities than are those with urban background. That is the answer. Because that is what the conclusion says basically, or it supports the conclusion. The conclusion is the reason they are economically backward is because of the rural background. C says people with rural backgrounds are less likely to succeed economically than are those with urban backgrounds. So then this definitely has to be an assumption, because if you negate it, then the easy conclusion falls apart. So C should be the answer to your question. D says most people who were once skilled workers are not willing to work as unskilled workers. Irrelevant. E says people who migrate from the birthplaces to other regions of a country seldom undertake a second migration. Is again irrelevant. C is going to be the answer to the question, because it actually supports your easy conclusion. Remember, an assumption always strengthens the argument. And if you deny C, the argument falls apart, the conclusion falls apart. Either way, whichever way you look at it, C should be the answer to the question.